Mental health is real, seek help, and the stigma. On the news this afternoon, Nigerian woman raises alarm over job scam victims detained in Iraq. Rivers farmers lament losses as federal government issues fresh flood alert. Group slams RESEC for candidates list ahead of Rivers Council election. Labour Party disowns protesters at INEC headquarters. And on the foreign scene, U.S. envoy Witkoff meets Russian President Putin as ceasefire deadline looms. Good afternoon. My name is Jude Omamegbe. This is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome. A Nigerian woman living in Iraq has issued a distress call revealing that dozens of Nigerian women are currently imprisoned in Iraq, some for up to 8 months. Simply identified as Mama T, she said in her audio message that the women were trafficked on the false job premises. The woman claims agents responsible for their travel have cut off communication and repeated calls for help have gone unanswered.
We are in Iraq, Baghdad. Some of our sisters are in Iraq prison. We need help. They want to go back to Nigeria. Some of them have their money with them, but they are not allowing them to buy tickets. We need help. NAPTIP, we need your help. We need foreign affairs. We need your help. Most of these ladies, we have talked to their agents. They used to block us. They will not answer us. Some, they will block you. They will never reply our message. We've talked to them. We've contacted them. We've talked to the office. Nobody is giving us listening ears.
She said that the women now face mental breakdowns, abandonment, and in some cases, complete isolation from their families. She is calling on the Nigerian government and the Foreign Affairs Ministry to intervene urgently.
Most of our sisters in this prison, they have run mad. They are not in their right senses again. Some of them have loses their mind. Some of them are in the prison for past 4 months, some 6 months. Some parents, some of them, their parents doesn't even know that they are in prison. They have been there for like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. We have them like that. They want to go back home. Nigeria, we need your help. We want you to create awareness for our people that they should stop coming to Iraq, Baghdad. What we are facing here is not good.
When contacted, spokesman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abdurrahman Balogun, regretted that the situation persists despite their advocacy efforts to deter Nigerians.
Whether police or no police, the agenda has been exposed.
I beg your pardon. Let's get to the correct file there. Apologies.
That the pastor is no longer being there. They are better off in their country. We should not allow somebody to deceive them into trade jobs. The global recession that is affecting Nigeria is also affecting where they are going to. But people will not believe. They will sell their property there and then put their head in it. And once they get there, the country that they said is bad, they will not be calling on the same country to come and rescue them. You can see the irony. Well, what does it say?
NIDCOM spokesman, however, called for stronger enforcement measures and public exposure of human traffickers as a means to curb the growing wave of job scams that lure Nigerians, especially women, into exploitation abroad.
is called, the next agent will change them. Because these people, they don't go on their own. We are also advocating that those who are the agents should be prosecuted. They also should be named. Situation whereby when they are arrested, they cover their face, they protect them. No, let the public know those who are doing this human trafficking. That is the latest modern slavery now. They make more money through human trafficking than even drug business.
Away from that now, cassava farmers say they are now selling Gary at a loss after being forced to harvest early due to flash floods. Speaking with correspondent Yekachi Wusu, some of the farmers in Akinima community, Ahoda West local government area of River State, said that the recent days of persistent rainfall caused flash floods and led to premature harvesting. They said that the Gary is not as good as it should be. They revealed that they now sell a basin of Gary for between 5,000 to 7,000 naira, down from the initial price of between 13,000 and 15,000 naira.
3 farm where I get, the ones who I fit harvest, carry go market self no way. We carry self now 6,000, 5,000. Before 15,000, 13,000. The heatiness of the ground, the water will settle there, the rain will fall. So the ones who are not fit harvest, don't rot it finish, nothing to carry, take again, don't ferment it there. So the thing they worry me, for me, I don't know what I go do.
Our farm is submerged by rainwater, causes the cassava to rot. So each time you put, they are black, nothing you can pick out of it again. So the rain really affected us. We don't start to harvest because they never really matter. You sell them now, give away price, take away from outside, but that people they come buy and cheap now. We will be just money we find, so that no could not run too much loss.
The farmers appealed to the government for help. Corroborating this, the Akinima community chief, Enyata Bieva, said that they are concerned that the situation may cause scarcity of food in the community next year. Let's take a listen to it.
That 1 week rainfall that created flash floods and a lot of crops were destroyed. The situation abated. So I don't know what will happen about tomorrow. What I want to say that seeing that incident of the heavy rains of the month of July, they are affect the people in the near future, because it's now create a situation that by next year there will not be enough food on ground for people to use.
And yet, I reminded the government that the people are still living in fear as they approach the end of August, which is the usual season for flooding in the Orashi region. He said no IDP camp has been set up in the area. He called on the River State government to use the 3 billion naira provided by the federal government to help flood-prone communities.
Then we have been expecting government to really embark on aggressive measures to show that they are really ready to help the people. So we expect them to create IDP camps, which none is existing for now. We expect them to prepare grounds to ensure that when the time comes, the people have enough to eat, even if of a drug supply. There are many others they're supposed to do, even portable water supply. We expect them to do. And if ever they have disbursed money to them, we want to hope that they will use this money judiciously.
I recall that NEMA's head of media, Manzo Ezekiel, in a statement said that the federal government, through the National Economic Council, approved 3 billion naira for each state to tackle flooding. Moving on, political analyst and lawyer Mr. Liberus Oshoma has joined in questioning the legality of the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibas Ibok Ete, overseeing the conduct. I beg your pardon, I'll take that again. Moving on, political analyst and lawyer Mr. Liberus Oshoma has joined in questioning the legality of River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ebas, overseeing the conduct of the local government election in the state. His remarks come amid growing concerns from civil society groups and other stakeholders who have raised questions about the legality of the sole administrator's role in the election process, as well as RISEC's alleged failure to adhere to electoral laws. Oshoma argued that the proposed local government elections should be put on hold until democratic structures such as the State House of Assembly are restored, as the Assembly is constitutionally empowered to supervise the activities of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission (RISEC). Speaking also to our correspondent Soibe Oruwari, Oshoma warned that legally the sole administrator is on a path that could result in yet another waste of state resources. In the meantime, the chairman of Defense of Human Rights and Democracy, Mr. Clifford Solomon, has criticized RISEC for receiving the names of candidates from political parties ahead of the August 30th local government election. Solomon faulted RISEC for accepting the candidates list without monitoring the party primaries as required by the Electoral Act. He said no primary election was conducted on Saturday and alleged that the names submitted to the commission were handpicked. He said the chairmanship and councillorship candidates submitted by the APC are not even members of the party.
The purported primaries that produced some individuals for the August 30th local government election goes contrary to all known laws and guidelines and was not strictly monitored by RISEC, thereby making it a nullity. RISEC is now seen as a conduit pipe to loot Rivers monies. We wish to tell the world that no primary was held to produce chairmanship and councillorship candidates. Rather, it was a handpicked made by a political godfather. The candidates that emerge from the All Progressive Congress APC are not even registered members of the party.
He also called on RISEC to listen to the concerns raised by the electorates in the interest of democracy. Recall that yesterday, RISEC Commissioner in charge of Political Parties Affairs and Monitoring and Security, Godfrey Woke, told our correspondent that all political parties in the state have submitted the names of candidates who emerged from Saturday's primaries. Well, still to come, Labour Party disowns protesters at INEC headquarters. Stay tuned.
Thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria Info. Keep your dial locked for sustainable development.
Crusade, crusade, crusade. Greater evangel.
Omamegbe. And if you're just joining us, welcome, and do not be worried. We will give you a recap at the end of this news. Now, we continue with stories. A public affairs analyst, Ijoma Obi, has described the emergence of PDP and APC candidates at the primaries over the weekend as a deceptive move to convince President Bola Tinubu that the APC in Rivers State is fast becoming a grassroots political party. Mr. Obi also predicted that the APC may win more local government areas in the August 30th council polls, which, according to him, is a political strategy to remain relevant at the presidency. His comments follow the outcome of last Saturday's primaries conducted by the APC and PDP, where some known politicians in both parties loyal to the FCT minister emerged as candidates of the two major parties.
Forms of APC are given to candidates to go and field for the election. He has strategically planted his people and shared these both political parties, their forms to people. And majority of those who are going to be announced as chairman from the respective local government, majority of them will be under the platform of it, so that he can massage the ego of the president and make him feel that, okay, the APC is now a majority in the grassroots in Rivers State. But it's not true.
But the former Commissioner for Information and Communications, Ogbonna Wuke, says what is playing out politically in Rivers State is politicians aligning with the South-South region's moves to ensure it protects its own come 2027.
The South-South has capitulated to the APC largely. You are seeing your governors of Edo, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Delta. Everybody is going in the direction of the president. So you should also expect that those movements will translate to what you're seeing on ground. Politics is seasonal, and all politics is local. My take is that clearly what we are seeing indicates that perhaps the stance are shifting in the South-South. So what you are seeing in Rivers State is not just restricted to Rivers alone. It's something that's happening on a broad scale in the
We continue now as a civil society organization sympathetic to the Julius Abure-led faction of the Labour Party have stormed the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to demand the inclusion of the party's candidates in the forthcoming nationwide by-elections. Dozens of protesters carrying banners and placards with inscriptions such as INEC, who is using you against LP, Mahmood, stop destroying democracy in Nigeria, tell INEC to obey court orders, among others, gathered for the peaceful protest early this morning. But the Labour Party dissociated itself from today's protest at INEC headquarters, describing the organizers as imposters and political impersonators. In a statement signed by Ken Asogwa, Senior Special Advisor on Media to the party's interim national chairman, Senator Nnenadi Usman, the party said it was not behind the planned demonstration. The statement warned that anyone participating in or promoting the protest does so without the consent of the party and should be regarded as an imposter.
And now, the business news.
And to the world of business, the Federal High Court in Abuja has convicted 21 foreign nationals for cybercrime-related offenses and ordered each of them to pay a fine of 1 million naira. The presiding judge, Ekerete Akpan, delivered the ruling after the defendants entered a plea bargain agreement with the police, which is prosecuting the case. The 21 convicts are among 109 foreign nationals being tried for offenses including cybercrime, money laundering, and threats to national security. The judge held that the convicts voluntarily entered the plea bargain agreement and would be released only after paying the stipulated fine. He also ordered their deportation within 6 working days and directed that all electronic gadgets used in perpetrating the crimes be forfeited to the federal government. To entertainment now, Grammy-nominated Nigerian superstar Arya Starr will be headlining the Afro Nation Festival in the Dominican Republic. The Grammy nominee would be headlining alongside American rapper Sexy Red and South African hit-making star DJ Maphorisa. In sports, Aston Villa have agreed a deal to sign Nice striker Evan Gosson for £26 million plus £4.3 million in add-ons. The 24-year-old Ivory Coast forward scored 12 goals last term and was named player of the season for Nice as Nice finished 4th in France's Ligue 1. He is expected to have a medical at Villa today. And finally, from the international scene, Russian media says a meeting between U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and Russia's Vladimir Putin is underway at the Kremlin. Witkoff arrived in Moscow today as U.S. President Donald Trump's deadline for Russia to agree a ceasefire in Ukraine looms. The U.S. president said Russia could face hefty sanctions or see secondary sanctions imposed against all those who trade with it if it doesn't take steps to end the horrible war with Ukraine. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned that Russia will only make serious moves towards peace if it began to run out of money. He welcomed the threat of tougher U.S. sanctions and tariffs on nations buying Russian oil. Well, that was news this afternoon, but before we depart, a quick recap. Well, on news this afternoon, you heard a Nigerian woman has raised alarm over job scam victims detained in Iraq. Rivers farmers have lamented losses as federal government issues fresh food alert. A group has slammed RESEC over candidates list ahead of Rivers Council election. Labour Party has disowned protesters at INEC headquarters, and on the foreign scene, U.S. envoy Witkoff has met Russian President Putin as a ceasefire deadline looms. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, please send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0808-721-7215, 0808-721-7215. My name is Jude Omamegbe. Thank you for listening and good morning. Good afternoon, I beg your pardon. The sunny side of conversations will come your way after the break. Stay tuned.